Aaron Gong. I drive this 2020 Subaru BRZ, and I've tested the Maxxis VR2. The overall dry lap times of VR2, low twos at Chuckwalla in both directions, as well as Buttonwillow 13 clockwise. So I'm a typical BRZ driver, everything bolt-on, essentially suspension, big brake kit, a little bit of aero, and stock power. The lap time consistency of the VR2s is excellent. Essentially, you can clock lap times within a half second of each other back to back, half dozen laps. Lap 1 takes a little time to warm up the tires. By lap 2, the pace is getting a little faster. By lap 3, I'm getting the peak time. And essentially, you can hold that peak time within a quarter second for the next 2 laps. And then you can still hold it within a half second of that peak lap time for the remainder of the session. So in terms of braking performance of the tire, it's very progressive. You're able to control without triggering ABS. You're able to carry a lot of speed on corner entry. You can essentially cut the distance of the braking zone by a significant margin compared to some other tires I've tried. In terms of steering response of the tire, is actually very responsive. You're able to get the car to pitch how you would like and essentially carry a lot of entry speed. So if you were setting up for a hot lap at sunset, essentially you can go wide and pitch the car almost immediately because the tire is very responsive. And once you carry all that speed, you can carry it through mid-corner, you can adjust if you need to, but essentially on exit, you get a little bit of slip to get that nice exit. In terms of cornering performance of tire, for me, I'm able to carry a lot of entry speed and adjust the mid-corner, and the tire is able to respond depending on how I want to adjust for that exit. And once you're on full throttle on exit, the tire really just wants to just carry all that speed. In terms of exit, it's very clean. The handling of the VR2s at the limit is very progressive. The tires themselves let you know when you're at the limit. And essentially on breakaway, it's very correctable. There's a larger window compared to other tires I've tried, and you're able to kind of learn what you can do with it, and it'll actually teach you to become a better driver. What it's teaching in terms of becoming a better driver is to be able to recognize what that limit is. It's screaming at you, and when it stops screaming, then you know that you're already at the limit and it's probably already too late. But if you're able to notice that responsiveness and communication from the tire, you are able to correct ahead of time, and you won't blow up your lap. In terms of the VR2's heat cycle performance, it's excellent. From track day to track day, you're able to sustain that time. So your peak lap times could be the first track day, and they don't really fall off after that until maybe your 7th track day. All those heat cycles, you're doing 3 to 4 sessions a track day, and even up to now with 100 laps, I was able to set a pretty fast time at my last track day. So on the first track day, essentially it's the compound release. So it's a little bit squirrely, trying to break in the tire. You'll need to scrub it for at least 1 session. After that session, you'll get your peak lap time. Then on the next track day, the times may say fall half a second. From there, that you can sustain that pace up until maybe your 4th track day. And then it doesn't really fall off too hard. I would say the highlight is really how many heat cycles the tire can take. As somebody who is casual track day goer, we like to try and make tires last. So to be able to sustain a quick lap time, it may not be the fastest, but it can help the budget for the year. The typical driver I would recommend the VR2 to is somebody who's looking for a double duty tire. This tire can withstand a lot of heat cycles, as well as have a pretty quick pace. So you're able to drive it to and from home, straight to the track, and then drive back on the same tires. It's really hard to compare to the other faster tires where they might not make it through the day. The benefit of a tire for, say, an amateur would be a quicker pace, for sure. for an immediate driver is learning to find the limit of the tire, since the tire is able to communicate to you. And for the advanced person, it would to be able to have a tire that lasts quite a while compared to other 200 treadwear tires. In terms of performance tire on the street, they're very quiet. They are pretty comfortable on the street. They're smooth. They're not jarring as other tires with, say, stiffer sidewalls. So I think it's really good as a double duty tire. So it's really convenient for me to be able to take this tire that's DOT friendly, where I have the option to be able to drive it to and from the track or on the street, be able to swap it at will.